What you're seeing are caricatures. Caricatures are drawing that enhances the features of something or someone to make it recognizable or just to make fun of it. Artists do this mainly to express their views on politics, like Fernando Amorsolo in his The Police Force Bribe. Many of the Philippine caricatures were interpreted and analyzed by Alfred McCoy and Alfredo Roches. They made a book named Philippine Caricatures of the American Era. So let us start with this one. Is the police force bribe? This caricature is about the 1917 police scandal. An alleged senior police was said to be accepting bribes from Chinese. These Chinese who led the illegal gambling operations in Binondo and Quiapo. So for these Chinese not to be doomed and exposed to the public, they give money to police to bribe them. And these police, they accept it. So let us ask first why. Why would the police, a one that should maintain the law, order, and peace in the country, is the one who's violating the law, the very law he took an oath to protect it? Going back, a mysterious informant named Pedro Chua sent a letter to the Philippine Free Press, and later on, this newspaper publicized it. It sparked allegation, people were enraged, everything is chaotic, and that has led to the suicide of the senior police being accused of. And after a while, after a series of sensational charges and counter-charges, the Free Press had to withdraw its illegal allegations. But this doesn't end here. Vicente Soto, in his Independent, insisted that Chua charges were accurate. That several times a year, cartoons showed the Manila police protecting gambling clubs, taking bribes from Chinese clubs, or even failing to break up the city's criminal gangs. So these allegations of police corruption in gambling law enforcement were a constant theme in cartoons throughout the American period. So let us now shift our focus on the editorial cartoon. The artist behind this was Fernando Amorsolo, and he made an illustration with his usual racist edge. He caricatured the Chinese as emaciated, leading creatures more rodent than human. Meanwhile, the Filipino was shown with normal features. So what does this really says? Fernando Amorsolo wanted to convey that Chinese are the ones to blame, leaving the police a mere victim of temptation, leaving the police a passive participant of this bribery. Next one is the editorial cartoon titled While the Priest Lives Alone in a Big Building, and it tackles about the unjust allocation of land resources to the church priests and the people. Vicente Soto never missed a chance to attack the Catholic Church. He protested once again, using his platform, The Independent, to ridicule this form of injustice. So without further ado, let's dive right into it. Looking upon, it depicts a large building labeled Santa Cruz Church, symbolizing the wealth and power of the Roman Catholic. Adjacent to the church is the expansive parish house where a priest was said to be residing alone. Comparing to the outside, there were streets overcrowded with people, suggesting urban congestion. Zooming out, there was a speech bubble stating, "That building is too big for you." In Spanish translation, "Ese edificio demasiado grande para ti." This highlights the main argument that while a priest lives alone in a big building, people were sharing a painful congestion. Under the jurisdiction of the Philippine Supreme Court in 1901, Roman Catholic was the legal owner of all disputed properties, meaning a single priest residing alone in a big building was just reasonable and legal. That's why Vicente Soto, a nationalist, together with the Aglipayan Church, remained embittered for years. To give you a background, Aglipayan Church is a Philippine independent church. It was founded by Gregorio Aglipay, a Filipino, a religious leader, and also a nationalist. What prompts him founding this is that he wanted to reject the authority of the Spanish friars, who controlled most of the church properties, and aims to establish a Filipino-led church. So Aglipayan Church is also a form of movement and resistance from Spanish-dominated Roman Catholic Church. Going back to the Santa Cruz Church and its large priest house, that land was originally owned by Alejandro Roses. He later sold it to the Roman Catholic Church around mid-19th century. So today, the Santa Cruz Church still stands, but the large parish house, which was once controversial, was later turned into a branch of Phil Trust Bank, which was still owned by the Roman Catholic today. Thank you for listening. I am Alay Narian Emdeline from Our Lady of Fatima Valenzuela Campus, nursing student second year E6.